Okay, so this demonstration is to show you how to easily roll out a slab. In this case, we're rolling out 2 slabs in order to start a project and wrapping them up with paper and plastic in order for them to dry out to be leather hard, but not dry out too much while you're waiting to start your next project or planning out your project and ready to use these slabs. So to begin with, you're going to need your clay cutter, and this one has been made with handles and a piece of string, sprinkler parts. You're going to need the 2 large paint stir sticks, a roller, you need some newspaper, and of course you need your clay. So first we're going to cut off a slice of clay from the top of the bag. So you want to evenly wrap the string around the clay parallel to the top so that you get an even slice of clay about a ½ inch thick. I line up the string, I hold it with one hand and I pull with the other, keeping the string even as it pulls through the clay. And then you get your nice slice of clay off the top. For this project where I want 2 slabs, I am going to slice this in half using my clay cutter string. Just evenly slice through the center, it comes apart, and then I have my 2 slabs to roll out. One I'm going to put off to the side. I'm going to wrap up my clay and put that out of my way as well. Always wrap up your clay as soon as you're finished getting what you need out of the bag so it does not dry out anymore. Okay, so I have my larger piece of clay, slab of clay, that I need to roll into a thinner slab. It's an unusual shape just because of the way that it came off the bag and I sliced it, so if I wanted to, I could try and shape it up more rectangular. It really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to go ahead and start putting the sticks on either side of this slab, and I'm going to expand it just a little bit, maybe about an inch on each side, so that I can then turn it and still have it fit between these 2 sticks and still have my roller fit on there. The sticks are to hold the roller off of the board so I get an even slab. It's not too thin on one side and thicker on the other. It'll be even as long as it rolls between the 2 sticks under this roller. So first I'm going to expand it a little bit. I like to stand up when I do this because then it's just easier. I just use the weight of my upper body to push down. I'm going to flip it once, and I just need a little bit more. I can only roll a little bit more because then it still needs to fit between here. So there, I've got that ready. So this still fits, and now I'm just expanding it this way. I like to flip the clay often so that it doesn't stick too much to the board. When your board has clay dust on it, it helps for the clay not to stick. A newer board, it's going to stick more. You're going to need to flip it more. As you can see, it doesn't appear like the roller is flattening the clay anymore, and that's because it's not. The clay is the same thickness as the sticks, so the roller rolls right over top. That means this is as flat as it's going to get, the same thickness as this stick. So I need to move this. I'll move it up to the top of my board. I'm trying to show how you can work in a consolidated space. So I'm going to move this up to the top of my board very carefully. You want to treat this freshly rolled out slab very carefully because it can stretch, it can dent, and you don't want those the stretched clay or the dented clay to be a part of your project, whatever it is you're building. So now, taking these two slabs, I need to wrap them up so that they're very soft, cannot work with them to build something that is flat and angular. So I need to wrap them up in some newspaper to draw out some of the water. At the same time, I need to put the newspaper and the clay into a plastic bag so that it doesn't dry out too much. So it's a balancing project. So I'm taking this one piece of paper, fold it back up into the newspaper size so it's 4 pieces of paper thick, set it on the board, move this out of the way, set this right in the corner. So this is so that I can consolidate the clay into one area of the newspaper. So I have the slab up into the corner of this piece of paper that's folded over into 4s. So I'm going to get another piece of paper, just one piece. So it's just one piece of paper, and then fold it back up into the newspaper size, which means it's 4 pieces of paper thick. Put it right up into the corner again, and then gently pick this one up and put it up into the corner. So I've got newspaper, clay, newspaper, clay. And this is just one piece, half piece of paper. I'm going to actually take this one and put it between the two, just a little bit more paper. It'll be between the 2 pieces of clay, because you're going to have water being absorbed from both sides. Now I'm going to take one more section. There's one piece of paper, one full piece of paper from the newspaper. Now some people have asked, what if you don't have the newspaper available? You can use other paper. You can use printer paper. You can use lined notebook paper. What you don't want to use is magazine paper. Anything that's got glossy paper, you don't want to use that. The newspaper works really well. So the reason why I put it all up into the corner here is so that I can take the newspaper then and fold this side over, and then it's going to fit into a variety of different bags. And you know, this is a bag from a large bag from broccoli that I bought at Costco, and it's got a zip lock on the top of it, so it works really well. You can see how this would fit in there easily, and it's nice and flat. That's one bag. I like these bags. I have other bags that I save from food products that I use, but I'm also going to show you what most people have are the lighter bags from the grocery store. So I'm going to show you how to use these. You have to be careful with these because a lot of times they have holes in them. They rip pretty easily. So whenever I use these, I always use 2. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to you have to be very careful about holding your clay. So I'm going to hold it from underneath. I'm going to turn it so that the folded side stays folded over, and put that down at the bottom of the bag. So it's now in here, the bottom of this bag. I'm folding the top of the bag under itself so that, and there is a hole down here at the bottom of the bag. So that is exactly why I like to double bag them with these thinner bags. So I'm going to take this one and put it into a secondary bag. Push the air out, fold the bag under, and then put this somewhere. I'll just put it on the end of my board. And so now what's happening is the newspaper is absorbing the water from the slabs and drying them out into the leather hard stage, which is what we need to build our angular piece from. And then the plastic bag is keeping enough moisture in the clay so that it doesn't completely dry out to where you can't easily use it, or you can't use it at all. So I'll be checking on this clay in a couple of days. If the slab is too, I can check on it in one day, but I mean, this is the weekend, so I can check on it in a couple of days. But if the clay is still soft and bendy, and the newspaper will be soggy, I'm going to pull the newspaper out and repack this with dry newspaper and put it back in the plastic bag, so that by the time I'm ready to work with this, and we're working with this again on Tuesday, and it is Thursday, so we've got some time, it should be leather hard and ready to go. So that is how you roll a slab. That's how you wrap it in newspaper and put it in plastic bag to get it to the leather hard stage without it drying out too much.